How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to What If Goku Married Bulma? I am so glad to finally be back on this topic. It has taken me so long because before I didn't like the script as much, so I went back and changed it up. And I'll explain what I did with my original script after the video, but before that, let me just let you guys enjoy this video real quick. Now, in the last part, with Beerus arriving, Goku finally gets out of his retired state of a fighter and gets back into training with Whis, and Vegeta takes his own path down and becomes a Super Saiyan 4. Will Vegeta and Goku's new power be able to overwhelm Champa's forces? Well, let's find that out in this part. After Vegeta becomes a Super Saiyan 4, Piccolo wouldn't be the only one witnessing this display. Whis and Goku would also be watching this, with Goku being surprised to see that Frieza was back, had a new power, and lost to Vegeta's Super Saiyan 4. This would inspire a certain individual, and they would begin planning. On Beerus' planet, Champa would arrive and have his food off, as I like to call it, and it would result in the Tournament of Destroyers being planned. Goku would first go to get Gohan, and he would have a press conference planned, but Bulma would tell him that she can have him covered. By having someone else go, of course. Goku would then get Piccolo and Vegeta, as the 5th slot would go to Monaka as usual. Goku would want to train in the Time Chamber and train Gohan to learn God Ki, but Gohan would actually have different plans. Gohan would tell his father that Vegeta had come to him with an interesting project, and Vegeta's results came out successful. So now, he believes he can do the same and do it better. Goku would be surprised, but would like that his son is looking for every opportunity of training. Goku would say that Piccolo had mentioned Vegeta's new form, and that he saw it with Whis, so he will train with Piccolo instead. Gohan would like that idea, and would call for Piccolo, and would ask Piccolo to take him to Planet Vegeta. Piccolo would then use his Kai Kai, and the two would then arrive on the planet, with Gohan being stunned to see the planet flourishing, but also in ruin. Once coming face to face, Vegeta would be surprised to see that this brat would want to create his Super Saiyan 4, and would almost be proud that he decided to make his own path of Super Saiyan. It would remind Vegeta of the old days of Namek, when this brat wasn't afraid to fight. Where exactly does he get this ferocity from, Vegeta wonders? Vegeta would decide to help, but before he would leave his palace, Gohan would come across Vegeta's family. Now, Vegeta's family here is self-made, like fan-made in my way, so don't go crazy over it. Gohan would meet Queen Snake and their son, Renzo, with Renzo being the Japanese pronunciation of spinach. Gohan would be happy for Vegeta finding love out on his conquest, with Vegeta telling him that compliments aren't going to help him during training. Gohan would smirk and say he's looking forward to it. In case you forgot, Gohan still has his tail, so during training, Vegeta would start out by throwing a power ball into the sky and putting on shades to prevent himself from transforming. As a grade 8, Vegeta would teach Gohan to be calm, but surprisingly, Gohan would already have a head start, thanks to him utilizing the wrathful form as a kid. Vegeta would then disperse the power ball, and would explain that once he powers up into a Super Saiyan on top of Ozaru, he'll lose control, with Gohan asking how he's going to calm him down and knock his head at the same time. Vegeta would then bring his fingers to his head and teleport himself closer to Gohan, with Gohan being surprised that Vegeta can practically teleport himself. Vegeta would say that it's technically not teleporting and it is more of an instant transmission. He would comment that he learned it from planet Yardrat when he was going from planet to planet on his conquest to defeat King Cold. Once Gohan would power up into a Golden Great Ape, he would lose control, and Vegeta would coach Gohan to ease his mind while in the form, and to think about the ones he loves. Once Gohan would regain his control, he'd shrink down to size as he would awaken Super Saiyan 4. Vegeta would smirk, saying that's more like it, and the two would fight it out in Super Saiyan 4, with Vegeta showing that he's much more experienced in Super Saiyan 4 than Gohan, but Gohan would adapt to this, and Vegeta would be surprised, but soon enough he would end the battle before they could do any more damage. After their battle, Vegeta would help up Gohan, with Vegeta saying that he needs to refine his Super Saiyan 4, and Gohan would agree, and asked Vegeta to come back to Earth with him to train the hyperbolic time chamber. Vegeta would smirk, and tells Gohan to prepare himself for hell, as he won't be going easy. Gohan would say that he wouldn't have training any other way, and the two would head back to Earth where they would train in the time chamber. Meanwhile, Goku would be training with Piccolo in the realm of the Kais, where Piccolo would be helping Goku refine his Super Saiyan Blue. The pairs would train to strive and unlock more power, and soon enough the tournament would come around. Goku and Piccolo would meet up with Gohan and Vegeta, and they would head to the tournament grounds, and after leaving the time chamber, Vegeta would invite his family to watch the tournament, and this is where everyone would meet Vegeta's family. Goku would laugh, saying that he knew Vegeta would find somebody, with Vegeta grumbling to this. Bra would even go up to Renzo and introduce herself, and tease Renzo on his orange tail. Renzo would blush to this, with the Queen chuckling. The tournament would start, with everyone passing their tests and Goku being poisoned by Frost. When Piccolo would face Frost, he would be able to defeat him and expose him to the ref, who would have Goku back into the tournament. Vegeta would tell Piccolo to switch out with him, with Piccolo accepting, but he would tell the ref to not count him out just yet. Vegeta would then defeat Vegeta after letting an insult leave his lips, and then would go on to teach Cabba Super Saiyan. His little stunt would make everyone more scared this time around, because he hasn't been tamed by Earth, but Queen Snake instead. Bulma would chuckle and tell Queen Snake that Vegeta has definitely come a long way after looking at Renzo. Vegeta would face off against Hit, and Super Saiyan 4 wouldn't be enough to cut it, even with Vegeta's instant transmission. Hit would then go up against Gohan next, and Gohan would have watched Vegeta's battle very intently to see if Hit had any weaknesses or anything Vegeta wouldn't be able to see. Gohan would plan to use a barrier to stop Hit's attacks, but Hit would give him no time. Gohan would go in for attacks, but would soon enough be easily countered like Vegeta was. Gohan would be getting very irritated by this, but would calm down and collect his thoughts. Gohan would then see Hit preying on him to jump in for an attack, and Hit was so fast to the point that his counters would be perfectly timed. Gohan would then power up into Super Saiyan 2, where he would rush in, acting like he's going to attack, but instead would block before anything else could happen. Everyone would be stunned to see this, as Gohan would finally figure out Hit's trick. Once Gohan would make sure his trick would work, he would burst into Super Saiyan 4 and constantly press Hit. Goku would be surprised to see this, but also that Gohan's Super Saiyan 4 felt different for some reason, but he couldn't wrap his head around it. Gohan would come very close to pushing Hit out of the arena, but Hit would just be too strong, even for Gohan, and Gohan would receive a hard counter which would make Gohan fall to his knees in base form. Hit would grumble to this, as this kid figured out his trick, and this would make things harder for him now. Goku would step in the ring next, with Beerus sitting at the edge of his seat as in excitement to see how far Goku has gone, but Goku is missing something in this story. He's missing the Kaioken. Goku never died in the Saiyan saga, meaning he never was trained by King Kai. This means Goku loses. Goku wouldn't even be able to win Hit's respect in getting Manaka to knock him out easily. Just like Gohan, Goku would give Hit a hard battle, but as stated before, without the boost of Kaioken, Goku was kicked out of the ring. Champa is cheering, as Beerus' ace in the hole has lost, and now it's just the Namekian. Piccolo would enter the arena and take off his weights, but would let Hit in on a secret. Goku may have been trained by the gods, but before he did, he lacked in training because he was training up a new generation. Throughout that time, Piccolo has been training non-stop and pushing his limits each and every time. Goku and the others would be surprised to see this confidence from Piccolo. Could Piccolo be hiding more power? Piccolo would test out the battle first, and would notice that thanks to Vegeta, Gohan, and Goku, they had gassed Hit out, so now was his chance. Piccolo would wear Hit down, as Hit would be doing the same to Piccolo. Hit would be getting impatient, and soon enough, outraged. Hit would then fire out a pressure point shot, which would stop Piccolo from breathing. Everyone would look in shock towards Piccolo, as Piccolo would fall to a knee, and the ref would start his count. Piccolo would then look up to the crowds, then his companions, and then the Kais. Piccolo would look towards Elder Kai, and have a flashback to the time Elder Kai released his potential. Elder Kai would tell Piccolo that Piccolo's strength has been brought out, but that even though it doesn't mean that Piccolo doesn't have power in reserve. Piccolo felt that Elder Kai was being too kind, but in the present, while looking towards him, he would finally understand and burst out his aura. Piccolo's aura would flare up into an ultimate color, but then would turn into an orange flame. Hit would then watch as Piccolo's aura would turn into a bright fiery orange, but then collect itself into the hulking figure of Orange Piccolo. Orange Piccolo would land down with his size easily trumping Hit, and Hit would try to react as he would throw a punch, but it would barely push Piccolo back. Piccolo and Hit would then enter a huge clash, with Hit's time skip coming out to be useless, but his speed would be to his aid. Piccolo's huge size would throw Hit off, as his speed didn't match Hit's, but it would be closer than last time. The fight would become very destructive, and would begin to level the arena and everything around it, but Hit and Piccolo would be locked into their battle. Beerus and Champa would be loving the battle, but Goku would notice that the battle shockwaves were becoming too rampant and destructive, and would shout to Piccolo and Hit to be careful of bystanders. Piccolo would look over to see this, and would land down and stop his attacks. Hit would be shocked to hear this, but then confused as he would hear Piccolo's voice in his mind. Piccolo would then use telepathy to Hit, and tell him that he's having a great battle right now, possibly one of his greatest, but it has to end before innocents get hurt. Hit would look around the arena to see that it's barely standing. Piccolo would then promise Hit that they will fight again, but before they do, his universe needs to win. Hit would understand this and would merely nod his head as he would watch Piccolo power out of Orange Piccolo and fall out of the ring from exhaustion. Hit would then take a fake defeat to Monaka with Universe 7 winning, and in this story, Hit earning a respect for Piccolo. Champa would have a tantrum from this, threatening to erase his fighters, until Zeno would arrive and talk about a new tournament. Just like in canon, Goku would become friends with Zeno. Even though Goku would become friends with Zeno, he, Gohan, and Vegeta were deeply disappointed. They had all trained really hard, but Piccolo would tell them not to be disappointed. In reality, Piccolo's base form wasn't surpassing Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and he didn't even know that he had that power in reserves. Vegeta would butt in to say that not to get too cocky, because soon enough he'll surpass this Orange Piccolo, with Goku saying the same. The rivalry between the three only continues to grow, with Gohan talking with his mother, saying that when Vegeta came to him about Super Saiyan 4, he thought Vegeta was nuts, but if Super Saiyan 4 is possible, who says there can't be more than that? Bulma would smirk towards her son, and say that never giving up is a part of the brief's genes. Bra would run up to her brother and father and give them a hug, telling her dad to chin up, because next time, she'll beat that purple man up. Goku would chuckle to this, and soon enough, they would all watch as Super Shenron would be summoned, and Beerus would wish for Champa's Earth to be restored. With newfound inspiration, the Z-Fighters would return home. Piccolo would ask Vegeta if he would need a lift, but Vegeta would chuckle, as he would tell his family to hold on, as he would instant transmission back to planet Vegeta. Piccolo would be impressed, and would head back to the realm of the Kais. In Universe 10, Zamasu would watch the tournament from ZTV, and although Piccolo is the strongest, he respects the life of the Kais. But Goku would be different, as he would put the multiverse in danger, as Goku would suggest a tournament of power. He would then decide that the Zero Mortals plan must begin. Before I end the episode, I want to give a huge fucking shout out to Unbra Senpai, as he made most of the custom art in this episode, and it's really been a huge help, and this isn't the last, hopefully, that we'll see of his artwork. So I'm really looking forward to what he cooks up next. And Umbra, if you are watching this, thank you so much, man. Like, when you contacted me that day when I posted out the video was coming out, it was, it kind of took me aback that somebody was actually saying that they could make better artwork than me. And I was like, you know what? If anybody could do it, I'm pretty sure it could be anybody else, because I'm okay at art, but I'm not the best, and that obviously shows. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and if you guys had enjoyed, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. That does help me get more content out, and in these next few weeks, prepare yourselves, because the holidays are going to be a nice good old treat for you guys. I bet that not a lot of you guys were expecting an Orange Piccolo to be going up against Hit. So if you're one of those people, drop a comment down below. And if you're kind of disappointed that Gohan, Goku, and Vegeta weren't able to defeat Hit, well, it's expected because Gohan just got Super Saiyan 4. Goku's been lacking on training and never got the Kaioken. And Vegeta's Super Saiyan 4 is still new, but it isn't on the level of the gods. So, if you are a little disappointed with that choice, then, hey, I already explained to why it's that way. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, all that doodad, and, yeah, just prepare yourselves for the holidays. It's gonna be a great time. Later.